Hello Scrappy friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are keeping it very real. I think I've always kept it, fairly 100 with you guys. And today I'm documenting day 17, and day 17 wasn't the best of days. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to not have good days every day. Day 17 was right after my final exam, which is when you expect I'd be at I'd be on top of the world. And I was just not having the best of day. I had a few things going on day 17, but the biggest thing is we found out that not everyone in our program had done as well as we'd have hoped. And it's always sad when you've been with these people for so long and then, things happen and you lose friends and things fall apart. And I was really, really upset about that. I was really internalizing a lot of it. And you know what? The crazy part is by the end of the day, it all worked out. But early on day 17, for the first half of the day, it took me forever to get around this stuff. And then I got the news that all the things that I was freaking out about did not matter anymore. But I did my journaling before I got the news, and it was real, and I'm keeping it the way it was because on day 17, I was just tired. I was tired. And Allie had shared this in her day, I think it was her day 13 story about keeping it real, and she had given this free download on her blog about being just tired. And it was so timely because I'm beat. Nursing school was crazy. And as much as I feel like I should be celebrating that I made it to the other side, I didn't feel like doing that today. I felt like I should have been dancing, and I felt like I should have been doing all the things. And I spent most of this, I'm not ashamed of admitting this, I spent most of this day crying. And every time one of my coworkers hugged me and congratulated me, I started crying all over again. I literally spent most of this day crying. It was, you know what it was? I was feeling all these emotions, and not all of them were good. And I was working my way through them, but I also had to go to work and do all the things that you're supposed to do as a grown-up, when I much rather would have just been in bed crying like a sad person, because I was a sad person on this day. And so that's what I talked about. I talked about just being tired. And so for the crafting part of this page, first of all, I was like, well, how am I supposed to document it just being tired and still make it look good? I still want it to look okay. So I thought what would be fun would be to play with layering sizes. So I had my journaling that I printed 4x8, and then I have this picture of my tree that I printed 3x8 because my tree is always something I go to cheer me up. It didn't work, but my tree is something I go to cheer me up. And I thought it'd be fun to have this layered over this, and then this is a bit of a scrap of transparency I had in my stash, to have that layered over that and have that be the day, and play with the shapes and the sizes. So just to find a way to do a little bit of crafting, because crafting for me is self-care. Crafting feels good. So I am trying to find a way to document this story in a way that still feels true to the story, but it's still a little bit fun. I know that not every story has to be fun, but I like it to look like it's a little bit fun. And if I don't want to read the journaling about how terrible my day was, I could just flip through the page and go, huh, that was a pretty cool design. Good job, Tashiana. So that is my thought process for this, is just trying to find a cool design while still sticking to the spirit of the story. So because the picture I took in the dark, I need to take a photography class where people teach how to do those really, if you guys don't follow Kelly Ishmael on Instagram, first of all, you're missing out because she's wonderful. But she does these really cool pictures of her tree and her house in really low light. But that's because Kelly's a real photographer. And I am very jealous, and I just don't know how to do it. So I took this picture, I did everything to try to get the bokeh effect, which I did, and then I printed it, and I realized I didn't like it so much. So I am doing something that I tend to do when I don't like a picture, which is covering it with vellum, because you can still see the picture, but it softens it a little bit. And I put some star brads, and I think I'm just gonna put, well, here's my star chipboard, and I don't have a star chipboard sentiment that works. So I might just put a glitter star, where are my glitter stars? I might just put a glitter star, and maybe put some sort of sentiment over it. And I don't know. Yeah, I think I might just use the gold since I put the gold brads. I'm going to use the gold glitter. I need more gold glitter stars. So if you guys know of a place where I can get gold glitter stars, because it's day 17 and I'm almost out of them. And I don't know how I'm supposed to get through the rest of my album without gold glitter stars. Okay, so I'm going to put that gold glitter star. And, my story, I think, I'm not sure which one I want to put here. Definitely not this one I like that this story has so much heart, but that might be too long. So I could go with just the story of today, this story. I think I used these on day 16. I haven't decided yet, so I'll decide in a minute instead of just like you guys watching me figure out what sentiment I want to use. But I think I'm just going to put a sentiment, or I could use the white ones. I actually might pull out the white ones and see. So I typed my journaling like I normally do. I used her PNG and I colored it blue. And then after I colored it blue and I printed it, I was like, why did I color it blue? I have nothing blue in my stash. And then I remember that I had this fun 3x8 card that has, it's not the same blue, but it's similar enough. So this was a 3x8 card that I cut down to a tag. So I cut it around just to get the sentiment. And then this was a 3x4 card that I also cut down to a tag. And I'm just gonna make a kind of tassel. And I'm gonna attach it to that the striped 3x8 card with a star brad, which is why I use the star brads on the other side, just to repeat that. And I think it's just gonna be fun having this like hanging element. So I'm using a blue embroidery floss just because I feel like that makes the most sense to use blue embroidery floss to kind of tie that mustard in together. And I'm going to just fuss with this tassel until it looks close to the way I like it. So I have this one that says Star of Wonder, Star of Night. And I have that stay in pajamas all day kind of day, because today was definitely, I didn't even want to go to work that morning. Like I woke up and I was like, do I have to go to work? Do I have to do the things? And part of adulting is doing the things when you don't want to do the things. And I definitely didn't want to do the things. And I had shared on Instagram that I carried a pocketbook that day instead of my book bag. And it was the first day in forever that I had a pocketbook and not my book bag. And you guys wouldn't believe how much I started crying at home just because I had a pocketbook and not a book bag. And you'd think I would want to not have to carry my book bag anymore, but it's just like, the change happened so rapidly, like so fast. Like it was just like one day I was a nursing student and the next day it was like, okay, now you're not. What do you do next? And nursing school was such a big part of my identity for so long. And now it's not. And I think I just need time to work through the fact that season of my life is over, and that there are greater things ahead, but I still have to work through the fact that season of my life is over. And that takes time. And that means giving yourself grace and room to work through that. And I was impatient, and this is what happened. That's what happens when I'm impatient. So this star was it's definitely from Ali. I don't remember where I got it from, but they're stickers, and I actually took them off the sticker sheet because I only had like 3 left, and they were sitting in a case of embellishments, and so all the adhesive is off the back of it, so it just works perfectly. And then this star is a star that I got in a set of stars from Jessica at Colorcast Designs. Okay, so my embroidery floss is giving up on me. But it's just a star that I got, like I said, in a pack of stars from Colorcast Designs, and I picked a small one. And it was stars that were like outline stars and stars that were like filled in stars like this one. So I have my tassel. So I'm just going to tie it shut. Oh, I think that's really pretty. So I have this Quiet December Day chipboard, and then I have the tags that I made from the journal cards that I cut up. So I'm just going to tie this off and then attach it to the 3x8 card with a star brad. And I think that's gonna be really pretty. Honestly, I'm like really happy that I went for this. I was sitting here with this mustard and this blue, and I was like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because neither of those are colors that I've used in my album before. Like I've used the mustard in a few places because that's a color that's in the the crepe paper snowflake collection, but this blue isn't a color that I think I've really used before. And thankfully the blue and the mustard were together, because otherwise I'd have to reprint my journaling. I don't know what made me decide to go for that blue when I typed it, but I guess it was pretty serendipitous because this worked. Okay, so I have my tassel and it is all over the place, but I think once it's on the card, it's gonna look good. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and punch a hole pretty close to center. I'm using the 1/8 side of my alligator. There we go. So I punched my hole pretty close to center. Getting my star braids are everywhere. Okay, so I've gotten that. I'm gonna just put this. I'll like rearrange it once it's on the page, but I just want to get it on so I can see how it looks. Okay, so here it is. Oh, I think that's really pretty. Okay, I like it a lot. All right, so I'm gonna take all this extra thread off. So I don't need this anymore without cutting my tassel off. Okay, I did it. I didn't cut my tassel. So here we go. I think that's really pretty. So I have the tags, the 2 tags I made. I have the chipboard. I have the star, whatever kind of star that is. I don't know what to call it. And then I have my wood veneer star, and it's like, again, it's free flowing, so it moves when the album moves, and I really like that. So that's just gonna go on the back of this. And then honestly, after that, the only thing to do is to make my number. And I think that's gonna call this day done, which I like. Again, I feel like I've said this a few times, but I like having the mix of the like simpler, less crafty pages mixed in with the more like the busier pages. Also, I feel like it would feel really inauthentic to have a story about how tired I am and then have it be covered in like glitter and sparkle and shine. Like, I mean, that's just, you guys, that makes me so happy. Oh my God, that worked out so well. Okay, so that's how this is good. So that's gonna lay over this. Okay, it's coming together, you guys. It is working. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is make my number. So I have these large numbers from Heidi Swap, and I thought what would be fun is to just put a 7 like this and then spell out the word teen underneath for 17, as opposed to just using a number. So I have these foam white, and then I have these plastic ones, but I think I might go with the foam ones. So we're going for it. Yeah, I like these foam ones. So I'm just going to, so if you've never watched me do a 12 by 12 layout, like my hands are like my scratch paper. I just put things on my hands all the time. So this is how I make things. All right, so I'm going to put this, I want to make sure that the T isn't going through the holes, but it's still centered when all the letters are down. And it might not be. I might have to move that T over a tiny bit. I think once I move this T over, though, it's going to be pretty centered. I mean, I'm talking about centered across the width of the page. Obviously not across the length, because this is not centered at all. Yeah, it works. Okay, good. So now I'm just going to grab my T-square and make sure that these are close to straight. Foam stickers are like hard to play with because they're not like a fixed shape, because they like move a lot. So they never, I find, maybe I'm doing them wrong, but I find that it's like really, okay. So I said, I knew this was going to take long. Like I was just like, maybe I'll just leave this in the video. And then I was like, maybe I'll do it off camera. And I'm doing it on camera, and I'm just playing with these letters. But I find that because foam letters are like more malleable and pliable, it is like, they're a little bit more challenging to get down. And I move them over past where they started. So there we go. Look at that. I like size them and shake them, and then I move them. Okay, so I have my teen, and I'm just going to put my 7, and I think I might staple it. I think I might staple it just because I don't want the adhesive. I don't think I want the adhesive showing through on the other side. So I think I might staple it. And I think to tie in the gold stars that are everywhere, actually, no, I think I'm going to glue it down. But I'm just going to use a tiny bit of adhesive. I don't know if I like the idea of stapling it. So I'm going to glue it down. And I think to tie in the stars that are all over this page, I might grab one of these mirrored stars that I'm forcing myself to not hoard. and put a small mirrored star. So which ones are? This one's the smallest I have left. See, those are the rest of those gold stars that I was showing you guys. So that's where they are. And all my diamonds are escaping. Go back where you belong. Okay. Oh, I think it looks like she's wearing, it looks like the 7's wearing a little crown. I love that so much. Okay. So you guys, after this, like, I think that's it for the crafting part of this layout. I think I'm gonna, like, I like it the way, oh my God. Sorry. It wouldn't be a Tashiana video if something didn't manage to fall off my desk. Okay, let's get this all out the way. And let's lay these out the way they're supposed to so we can see. All right, so I have my 7, I have my fun tassel page, and then I have my journaling. I like that. So, all right, let's put it in the album and see how it looks the way it's supposed to. Okay. So, and this was day 16, which if you haven't seen is uploaded. So if you're, first of all, I feel like I always do this wrong. If this is your first time here, welcome to December Daily in Tashiana Land. I have been filming every day of my process. So this is the first time you find me. First of all, I am sorry that this is the first video you are finding where I'm like whining about how tired I am. But I have a process video for every day up until today. So if you have some downtime or if you're on your coffee break and you want some December Daily inspiration, there you go. Also, you guys, I have learned how to use the Power Punch. So many of you have told me that the easiest way to use the Power Punch is to, I can't punch and talk. The easiest way to use the Power Punch is to open this thing up, and that idea was life-saving because now I like use my Power Punch now. Because before I was just like, how does anyone know where they're punching holes with this thing if you can't see where the holes are going? So yeah, thanks for the tips, you guys. That's great. Okay, so I have my number in the album. I have my fun tassel, and then I have my journaling. All right, so here's day 17. Nice and easy. Honestly, it's nothing crazy. I do love having the mixed lines. Like I thought that was gonna work really well, and I'm glad I did it because it went. And so I have my T's not straight. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so I have, that E's not straight. Oh, I'm wondering if I'm gonna regret having these foam letters. I might just go with it and leave it alone. Foam letters are just not fun. Okay, so I have my 7 with a star. And then I have my Quiet December Day tassel with my yellow and my mustard and the blue. And then when that flips, I have my tree photo with my gold star. And then I have my journaling. And I'm realizing either this isn't straight or I didn't glue my journaling to my transparency piece not straight, which either of them is possible. So I'm going to read my journaling. Again, I'm tired, so it is very much about being tired, and I'm being honest in it. And this is my album, and I feel like this is the place where I should be honest with myself. I'm okay with other people reading my journaling. I read my journaling to you guys all the time, but I feel like there's some value, there's real value in being transparent and being honest, and that's what I'm doing. I'm being honest here. So it says, Dear Christmas Magic, I am tired. I have shown up every single day, and I have met you, and I have looked for joy like it was an assignment my grade depended on. That's the overachiever in me. And I have felt all the things and smiled all the smiles, and today I am tired. All the endorphins have run out, and I am heartsick, and I feel like I should be celebrating every single day, but I am just tired. I do not know how to find the grace, the energy to pick my head up and do all the things that December asked of us. And I just want to crawl under the covers and weep and stay there until I turned on the lights and I made my hot chocolate and we opened the advent calendars and I sat by the tree and I looked for you in all the ways I know how. And it's like you have hidden your face and turned away from me, and I am tired. The law of conservation says matter comes from matter and nothing new pops out of thin air, but I need you to manifest yourself out of this empty space between sorrow and sadness, out of grief, to make something light out of dark and dry places. The realist in me knows that it is highly unlikely that I will find joy every single day, but this letdown is heavy and hard, and it feels like a weight has slipped into my chest and lodged itself between my ribs and is pulling me down and down and down. I have done the work of spreading joy as much as I can to those around me. of holding space for those who needed an ear and a hug and a kind word, but you cannot pour from an empty cup, and my well is dry, and there is nothing left in me to give. Christmas magic, Christmas joy, Christmas peace, Christmas hope. I know your power and I know your strength, and I've seen what you can do. So when you're passing by and looking for who to touch, who to bless, who to light up from the inside out, this restless heart can use a little help today. Here's hoping maybe, just maybe, when tomorrow is better and brighter and my heart has been primed and is ready and the light has found me again, we'll meet anew, and you will fill my mouth with sweetness and my head with gladness, and my soul will bubble over with tidings of comfort and joy, and it'll be all the sweeter for the journey it took to get us there. So there's my journaling about being tired. So when I did this page, I was wondering if I should hide this. Like, I found that, like, with a lot of the harder stories, I've hidden it behind a photo or hidden it behind, you know, an embellishment or made it pretty. And honestly, I thought it was better to just leave it there because it is what it is. And when you're documenting December, like, I feel like everyone's approach to December Daily is a little different. And some people's approach to December Daily, they make a highlight reel of what December looks like or what it should look like. It's all like, oh, we went tree shopping and we went this and we went this. And my approach to December Daily, because my life is changing, I want an album that looks like my life right now. And yeah, it includes the tree shopping, and it includes the magic, and it includes finding the perfect Harry Potter ornament, and it includes being tired. So I encourage you, even if it's not for this album, if it's for any other project you do, when you document yourself and be honest and be upfront and be transparent. And that might look differently for each and every one of us, but do the work anyway. So here's day 17. It is still a pretty page because I couldn't not make a pretty page, but it is real and it is honest, and I love it so much more because of that. So that's all I have for you today. I will be back for day 18. I am flying through December Daily. Like, I cannot believe that this project is almost over. But I will be back for day 18. Until next time, keep it crafty, friends, and have the very best day.